Hello, Capricorns. This is Genevieve with Belladonna Moonbeams. How are y'all doing today? Um, and this is for the week of July 20th through July 26th, 2020. And one of the things about this week that we should know is that we are part of a greater whole. We are not an island unto ourselves, as the saying goes. And what that literally means is we're not an island by ourselves off in the middle of the ocean. We are all part of the collective whole. I'm part of you and you're part of me. Well, kind of. But anyway, we're part of this of a family unit, part of a Facebook group, part of um, a work unit, various units that we're part of. None of us are alone. Some of us may feel alone. I remember once when I was depressed, I thought, I live alone. I could die and nobody would ever notice. And I bawled myself to sleep that night. But come morning, I realized that I'm not alone. In fact, I had said something on Facebook, kind of cryptic, like, oh, I'm so alone or something. And everybody called me because they cared. Um, and people do care. And Capricorns, I need you to hear that people care. Okay, so as I told you last week, I'm not going to pull the cards while we're talking. I'm going to pull them ahead of time, but we're going to see them together, which is a little scary, but you know how that goes. Okay, so the first card I'm going to pull is from the Animal Spirit Oracle deck. And this is a deck I got a few years ago in Sedona at the Sedona Yoga Festival. I've never seen it before or since, and I like it. And so the card you get is the bear. And for me, when I think of a bear, I think of stability. And it's also an earth sign, which you Capricorn are also an earth sign. But the other thing about bear is they're about change because bears are always changing. They go into their den and they hibernate and then they come out in the spring and start all over. Kind of like snakes shed their skin or whatever. So when you see a bear, it's about change. So you're getting ready to start doing some kind of change or transformation in your life. Now for our Rider-Waite tarot cards. The first card we get is the Emperor. The Emperor is a card about a strong, usually a man, but it doesn't have to be. But there's a strong, controlling person in your life. Not necessarily bad controlling, but they are in control. They're not like the Empress that are loving. It's more like, this is how it is. And the next card is the Ten of Wands. And this card is all about hard work and putting in a lot of work to get where you're going. And the final card is the Hangman. And the Hangman is about sacrifice for the greater good. So you've been doing a lot of work for the greater good or to get where you're going. But it's time to you have to look at this is a week that you look at the greater good. You're putting in this work and you feel like you're spinning your wheels. But the Emperor, Spirit, the universe is watching you. And they know you're doing this work. And they are proud of you. And they are glad you're doing the work you're doing. Now our next card is from the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck. And this is Moldavite. Moldavite is allegedly from a comet that crashed in like Europe somewhere. It's usually green, or actually a lot of it's almost black, and it's very expensive. I know. I have my favorite pendulum is rose quartz and pink tourmaline and Moldavite. And I have another piece that I paid way too much money for. But Moldavite is about new beginnings. So this week, you are getting ready to start on that journey. Um, you're getting ready to start on the journey, and you need to embrace it. And then I'm pulled from the Goddess Power Oracle deck. And the card that you get is Ruan Yin. This is a card about compassion. And I believe that this, more than anything for you Capricorns this week, is compassion for yourself. Sometimes you can be really hard on yourself. And this is not that week. This is the week that you love yourself. I think your week might be interesting. I really do. But you're getting ready to start something new. And that's really good for you. Now I'm going to read from my crystal ball. This is actually made from crystal, like glass crystal, whereas a lot of my crystal balls are made from like quartz crystal. But this is actually scarier for me to read from, because the deal with this is crystal doesn't have the flaws inside of it like a quartz crystal does. And so with the quartz crystal, I can look at the breaks and the lines, and I can visualize what, like a picture. But this is truly psychic work. And that's harder, or at least for me it is. And it's kind of scary because I'm doing this live. Well, not exactly. I'm recording it live, and I'm not going back and changing it. So it's almost live. So I see a person sitting. You have been just sitting still. And I think it's past time to stop sitting. You feel like everything's cloudy, but it's really not. Not once you start letting yourself have that compassion, that love. The universe is so proud of you, Capricorns. You've come so far and you've changed so much. But the universe is asking you just a little bit more. And I see a teepee. And a teepee is about a house. Um, and so it's time to hunker down, though, even though you don't need to be sitting around doing nothing anymore, or sitting around not making a choice. You need to be grounding and be enjoying your home and your castle. And I see a raccoon. And the raccoon has been in the shadows. The raccoon comes out at night, but it's very wise and has a lot of wisdom. Use your inner wisdom. Use your inner forgiveness. Capricorns, love yourself. Absolutely love yourself. Here, Cappies, I am sending you a big heart because I love you. Um, the, even though you're hunkering down, take a moment and be good to you. I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you compassion. Okay, if you want to do a private reading, my phone number is send me a text 405 512 9400, or send me a private message on my Facebook page, Belladonna Moonbeams. And I'll see you next week.